Hello, everybody! Synesk111 here, and I welcome you, one and all, to Civilization VII's Test of Time update. This is an update that we've been looking forward to for months, and a desperately needed one given how much fans of the series have missed playing as one civilization throughout the entire game, like in 6. The option to change civilizations between ages still remains, but now things are more interesting because you can either create new builds by using Syncretism to adopt the units or infrastructure from another civ currently in its apex age, or double down on what makes your civilization unique with affirmation. Next, Triumphs is a system replacing legacy paths, where there are more dynamic objectives to make campaigns feel unique. Each triumph is tied to one of the 6 main attributes, whereas the legacy paths were tied to only 4, diplomatic and expansionist being the 2 exceptions. The Victories system is also redone to reward your dominance across all 3 ages, be it through military might, cultural prowess, scientific mastery, or anything of similar natures. This ensures that wins in Civ 7 are defined by how much you make use of the options you choose, and how many paths open up from those choices. Other improvements include new fractal continents maps, a new commerce screen and advisor council, more narrative events, and even a brand new leader, which we will hopefully get to sneak a preview of this game by meeting him. I understand it's a lot to take in at one time, so I'll be taking this game to kind of get a feel for all the new stuff that came with the update. And what better way I can do this than by playing as another leader I've played on my channel before. Namely, Tecumseh. Brilliant words. And I see that the Civilization Select screen is redone, no longer showing the leader in animated form. And we can actually... yeah. As you can see, we have all these civilizations to choose from in whatever age we so choose. If you look down over here at each age, the bottom right-hand corner, it will tell you whether it is a time-tested civ or an apex civ. Apex civs, I think I've said this before, but they are the age in which a civilization is at its peak. It'll have its own unique units, buildings, and improvements, and even civic trees as well. Time-tested civs, on the other hand, must study Syncretism to unlock the ability to adopt the ways of which civilizations in their apex age go about. I, however, am going to be playing as one civilization throughout the entirety of the game. Since I chose Tecumseh, that would be the Shawnee. We'll have it selected, and there's the leader once again in his 3D model. And the map type, Fractal Continents. It's different from the fractal mode that is actually its own map type. But I'm going to be choosing Fractal Continents because it was the new map type that was added along with the update. And yeah. Almost forgot to set the map size to huge. And with that, I think we are ready to go. Tecumseh, Shawnee, Antiquity. Oh, the mementos too. Can't forget about those. What kind of mementos do I want? Tecumseh is militaristic diplomatic, so I guess inscribed sling bullet and Treaty of Kadesh for 1 militaristic and 1 diplomatic attribute point respectively. Okay, those choices are confirmed. And with that, let's go ahead and launch the game.
Where there is division, Tecumseh, you speak of unity. And where there is discord, you counsel sense. Bring peoples of all lands to you, great chief, that they may be stronger together and weather the storms that are to come.
Okay, so something that I am noticing on the screen, particularly here, is that I see +2 Dominion for every city-state you are suzerain of, and all independent powers start friendly with me. So that means I can have a much easier time befriending city-states to increase my food, production, and combat strength on my towns and units. So that's interesting. I'm wondering what this whole Dominion thing is all about. I won't knock it till I try it. And we get Sela Kofa as the capital of the Shawnee civilization. Let's do influence per age on the palace and 1 war support on all our wars. Production. I'll get a scout in, and then
the radiance of the new world.
Things are a bit faster than I remember. But going over to these resources right here, we can see these icons right below them indicating what kind of resource they are. The mangoes and Carolyn are city resources. The rubies are... well, there is an icon of a green plus down there. I think it's for bonus resources. And the orange hexagon below the ivory is an empire resource. That's what I'm guessing. It's been a little while since I played this game, so I'm also going to be taking this opportunity to relearn everything about it. I've also noticed these 2 buttons right up here. Oh, so this one's for the Advisor Council, and this one's for the Legacies. And there is a... oh. So apparently what I just saw is my new Advisor Council selection screen. I can choose from cultural, economic, military, and science. Is there any way I can see the... oh, so these are actually the triumphs. This is actually how I can access the triumph screen. So there are major triumphs and minor triumphs for each age. I strongly doubt I'll be able to keep track of them all, but whatever triumphs I decide to go for, or whatever triumphs I decide to go along a passive route towards, they're definitely going to be beneficial in helping my civilization grow in the coming ages. Okay. A cat rests in the sunlight atop a stone tomb. Locals say it is their god, come to claim the spirit of the recently interred. Leave the god to its duty. It's just a cat, but a good one. Well, obviously, if people claim it to be a god, then let's all hope it's a good one. I'm just gonna leave the god to its duty, so I can get chiefdom done faster. And there's only one turn left now. Huh.
I protect thee with this.
Okay. Shawnee Origins. So I'm guessing this is part of a unique path that you can choose when you play as a non-Antiquity Apex Age civilization in the Antiquity Age. For example, the Shawnee. With this, we can get Heli Kill Enwa. Oh my gosh, how do you pronounce that? Well, we get that plus 1 tradition slot and an additional settlement limit. I'll go ahead and work towards that and see what I can make of that unique tradition that I can use. Okay, we have our 3 Antiquity Age governments as usual. I will be choosing the Classical Republic, because I would like to get at least a few wonders in my civilization. And, oh, policies and traditions have their own unique columns now. So, I'm assuming that this is not going to be sorted, the active policies and traditions, unlike this side of the menu where policies and traditions are sorted out. I'm going to do Charismatic Leader. I'll confirm my choice and move on to the next turn. I might have to get another scout in soon if I want to explore as much of this map as possible. That's for sure. Pottery's complete. Let's do sailing. I think I saw an option for getting a fishing quay down because my city center is adjacent to a river. I thought all this time that our city center needed to be adjacent to a coastal tile. But as you can see, that doesn't appear to be the case. Ah. I was wondering if this was a natural wonder or not, because you don't often see waterfalls appear in any Civilization games very often, but here's an example now, I suppose.
The fair breeze.
Sailing has been researched, and I have the ability to... I don't have the ability to train a galley yet, but I will get a harbor down as soon as the fishing quay is finished. We'll get animal husbandry going in the meantime. It looks like there's another city-state waiting for us to meet it. Tyree this time. Excellent. I think that is a usually friendly independent power towards us, even if I'm not playing as Tecumseh.
There will be time to prepare a face to meet the caged bird.
And with our Shawnee Origins civic completed, I can now go ahead and slot Heli Kill Enawewipe 1. Still don't know how you pronounce it, but it gives plus 33% influence towards initiating and progressing the Befriend Independent project. I'll go ahead and use it on Sivash of the Hunnic people. Even they have their own banner drop-down animation. Interesting. I see another civilization over here with claimed territory, but I haven't met him yet. I've also noticed that the influence cost increased whenever I first hit the Befriend Independent project for Savash. So I'm gonna have to wait a little bit longer before I can befriend Tyree.
Ada, a pleasure. Tell me, what are your thoughts on calculus?
And the banner animations even drop over into the leader introduction screens as well. Like this one. But the first leader we have met of this new update is Ada Lovelace. It's my first time trying out this update, so I'll be friendly. Why not? She's definitely gonna like that. I think I should get another scout queued up for after this harbor's completed. Ada's already wanting to start a research collaboration. Definitely. I am more focused on culture for the time being because I want to get some wonders in my civilization, if at all possible. Oh, now the cultural exchange. Getting me more culture. I guess I have no choice but to accept. Even if it gets me slightly closer to completing more civics, and in turn getting me the opportunity to build more wonders, it's a win for me. Hands down. Okay, looks like the harbor is completed. I should be able to train a galley or two now. And I can. I'll get one queued up for when my scout is complete. And we will do irrigation. And there's a brand new fireworks sound effect for when celebrations begin. Cool. I'm gonna do plus 20% culture for 10 turns. Because yes. Let's get our policy assigned. Tool making. Not really much else we can do. The Panther's Way. Stargazers point to the heavens as a comet streaks across the sky. According to Tecumseh, they see the celestial panther reflected in his eyes, pouncing through the stars. With a swell of pride, he watches his namesake disappear with a trail of fire. The next hunt will be fruitful. That gets us a warrior, which is nice.
There is another world.
Mysticism is completed. And Sivash is presenting us with the gift of another warrior. Cool. I think I'm gonna have both of them sleep for right now since I'm not in any sort of emergency use. The door opens. A new prophet rises from a death-like slumber. Shedding his old life, he relates a vision of a forked road, one path leading to joy, the other misery. He repeats the warning sent through him by the Master of Life. Some evils cannot be redeemed, but the future may yet be saved. Tecumseh listens closely to the prophet's words. Then, extending a hand, he helps his brother to his feet. Given that Tecumseh is initially friendly towards independent powers now, I think the only feasible way we can defeat 3 units is by declaring war on another civilization, and hoping that we have enough of our own units to do so, so I think I'm going to choose only through unity can enemies be overcome. And then I can become suzerain of an independent power. and thus getting me more influence. City patron goddess is available to me. That gets me 2 influence on the on the altar. Pardon my stuttering. Priesthood seems nice. Even though I only have this 1 settlement on me. The gold is going to help out immensely in the long run if I'm in a pinch and need to spend gold on something I desperately need. My scout's gone all the way up to this little peninsula right here. Ada wants me to open borders. I'll accept it for the gold. But this better not be a trick. I'll be watching you, Loveless.
In an enchanted world, the sun bumps her head on Fuji's peak.
Mount Fuji. Okay. Oh, so it was on the peninsula that my scout is on. And we also discovered the independent power of Rajagriha of the Magadhan people. I don't think I can befriend any other city-states until I'm at 150-something. 153. That's what it is.
The essence of all being.
Irrigation has been researched. Currency. +2 GDP per turn from gold buildings is the new thing I'm seeing. How am I on... Okay, I see some progress being made for Four Corners of the World and Tower of Babel. Huh. Maybe it would be a pretty good idea to at least track some of these. Especially the ones that I am bound to have trouble keeping track of. Though achieving these triumphs passively can still be possible depending on how you use your resources. I will get a... Actually, let me get an altar down right here. I gotta use its Pantheon bonus for +2 influence per turn. That's definitely gonna be useful for befriending as many independent powers as I can.
Do nothing which...
And already we've met 2 more leaders.
Friedrich II. Hocherfreut, euch kennenzulernen. Ich bin ein Engel im Salon, aber ein Teufel auf dem Schlachtfeld.
Friedrich Baroque. Do I do a friendly greeting? It's gonna use up 20 influence, so... I think I'm just gonna do a neutral greeting for him. I've done a friendly greeting with Ada Lovelace before, so... I want to consider improving relationships with her even more sometime soon. Hatshepsut again. Nice to meet you, even though I still don't think I've forgiven you for the time you've betrayed me and caused the entire... almost the entire world to turn against me when I played as Isabella that one time. I'll still do a neutral greeting for you. And hopefully I'll be able to forget about it by the time my next game begins. I am now the suzerain of Sivash, and let's do Foderati. Up to 20% cheaper to purchase, each one slightly more expensive than the last, plus 2 combat strength for each adjacent military unit. Sounds good to me. And I do have the influence now to befriend another independent power. Tyree. The cost has increased yet again, so I'll have to be wary of that. A sea of barracks. As citizens become soldiers, homes become barracks. The way of war is in every heart, and comfort is easily traded for utility. A military city is surely one that can never be felled. Okay, I do have a commander with me, so I will give prime housing to the commanders. And the promotion I will be giving my army commander that I got is... let's do assault. Units can move after unpacking from this commander. And I'll be packing both of my warriors in it. Okay, that's just a notification for me getting a diplomatic attribute point. And it will be towards plus 50% influence towards initiating and progressing the Befriend Independent project. So befriending an independent this time will cost only 130 influence, which I do not have at the moment, so I'm gonna have to wait a couple of moments. What do I want to do next? Shawnee Foundation or Syncretism? Each of these civics are only going to cost 13 turns. I think I am going to do Shawnee Foundation next, for emissaries and merchant class. 2 available policies. I'm not gonna confirm either of them. Alright. So I am somewhat ready for combat, even though it would definitely be a good idea to try to expand my civilization's borders, one way or another. So, once the altar is complete, I'm gonna get Settler queued up. It's gonna take 5 turns after the altar is complete, which is also gonna be in 5 turns now. Okay. Friedrich is wanting a cultural exchange with me. Sure. I got the influence to support it. Even though I know most of it should be going over to befriending independent powers, if at all possible. A research collaboration with Ada again. Consider it accepted. Another cultural exchange, this time from Ada. I'll have to accept it since I don't have the influence to support it. This stretch of land right here could be an island, but according to the game, if I am to unlock the Hawaiian civilization to play as next, even though this is the Test of Time update, then I would need to have a settlement on a landmass that is 15 or fewer that has 15 or fewer land tiles in it. But of course, I believe that Hawaii is automatically unlocked for me since I have Tecumseh as my leader. I'm just going where this scout is going. I'm gonna have to take my galley back to Silicofa. Terry has presented us with a gift of 50 gold. Cool. Thank you for that. And I see that my settler is already making some pretty good progress towards being produced. What? Friedrich Baroque has sparked a diplomatic incident by settling Colm, apparently too close to my own lands. Shoot. Well, at least I gained influence from that, so I can now try to befriend Raja Griha. Now it's going to cost 148 influence to befriend yet another independent power. You know what? I think two can play at this game. I do run the risk of being hostile with Vyadhapura by settling too close to it, but if Friedrich wants to try to play this settling too close game with me, then I'll be happy to return the favor. Pretty much nobody nearby is going to be happy with it. But I guess aggressive settling is the name of the game at this point in time. Silicofe. Two chiefs, flanked by their warriors, enter the council house as the Shawnee delegation looks on. Under Shawnee eyes, grievances are aired in tones tense but measured. The Shawnee diplomat makes a proposition. Unite. There are greater threats than one's neighbor. So I get a choice between a diplomatic or an economic attribute point. I think I am going to do such efforts would be much improved with a division of diplomats for the diplomatic attribute point. And I am going to do +2 culture and science per age for each city-state you are suzerain of. That should get me down both of the respective trees a fair bit. A story to tell. I think I've seen this one before, so I'm gonna choose one must write every day to improve for the codex. Ada wants open borders again. Sure thing. Money, 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 money. Especially because my money per turn is not doing so great right now. Hopefully, something I can do to fix that. Maybe I can do Code of Laws as my next civic. Merchant class, emissaries. I think I am going to take out Charismatic Leader and put in Emissaries, because I get +1 gold from active endeavors I started or supported. So I guess that's what I'm going to have to do. Starting with one towards Ada Lovelace. Okay. That did help my gold income a fair bit, but not quite enough that I would call comfortable. Ooh. Dusseldorf got taken over. It's gonna be raised in 3 turns if Friedrich's people don't do a thing about it. And meanwhile, here I am about to settle my own town near Viadhapura and Koln. An aging recluse has opened their homestead to orphans. He is ailing, but the children seem able to sustain the land. I'll let them. It's gonna cause progress to be made towards Code of Laws and towards another celebration to be held. Okay, so my settler unit has arrived, and what is it going to be called? White Oak. I'll have it improve the gold for its initial population gaining move. But that does mean I'm going to have to be prepared for any attacks that come from Viadhapura should they decide to launch a raid towards us. I'm honestly a little concerned about that. Famine has left breeders without sufficient pasture for their animals. Close to desperation, they are willing to part with a few in exchange for a place to graze. I lose the scout and 300 gold should I choose this option. It is going to take a hot while to get all that gold back. I think I'm just going to move on and wish those people luck, to be frank with you. Honestly, I don't really like that I'm moving my scout unit back towards my 2 settlements, because I still want it to explore the map as much as I can, so auto-explore, I guess, again. Meanwhile, we have met another civilization. Ashoka, World Conqueror. I'll do the neutral greeting as per usual. And I'm gonna have to see how I can get my income up a little bit more. Unless I want to risk being invaded and having nothing to do with it. Oh. So this is the new commerce screen that's replacing the settlement slotting screen from before the update. Connected and disconnected are sorted out, as you can see to the left. And rubies ends up being the first resource I ever slot for this update. So that's pretty interesting. I can see the number of warehouse and water buildings I have in my settlement. I'm assuming the 2 water buildings are the fishing quay and harbor that I got in here a little bit ago. Oh, yeah. I'm now Suzerain of Tari, and I'm revealing more of the map as things go about. Yeah. So this update is looking pretty epic so far. Though, I think I am going to go ahead and end off this part right here. It's a lot of fun. I have seen for many turns that the Syncretism option is right down here for when you want to work your way towards that. I'm kind of wondering what the tree's going to be like. Oh. So with the Antiquity Age, if you're playing as a time-tested civilization, you can do Origins, then the Foundation, and Syncretism. So once you complete Origins, you can either do the Foundation or Syncretism in whatever order you want. I kind of want to see what the Syncretism options are. Shawnee and Mississippian units or infrastructure. So yeah, there you go. Glad I could show the options I have to you once Syncretism is completed. But that is going to be for the next part, I figure. So, until I am ready to continue on and see what other things I have to discover in this update, thank you everyone so much for watching, and I will see you. Bye!